So there's one thing about us Surron owners that is absolutely undeniable, and that is that we always want more. Whether you want a higher quality suspension, so you go and upgrade the forks and the shock. Let's say you get into trails riding and you soon realise that you need more traction on those dusty or muddy trails, so you go and buy a wheel set. You get a 1916 milk racing wheel set with the big fat tyres on it. Then you get so used to the stock power that you need more power and speed, so you go and upgrade your controller to a Torp TC500, which will give you more power with just the stock battery alone. Then you find out there's a motor available that pairs up with the Torp TC500 controller, and this motor is better than the stock motor on every single scale, so you go ahead and buy it and you throw it in the bike. So once you've felt the more speed and the more power, you go ahead and upgrade the brake system because you need to stop faster. So you go ahead and you buy some 220mm JXR rotors and a decent set of brake pads to throw in them for the best stopping power possible. And then really the list is endless. You go ahead and you do the handlebars, you do the seat cover, you put a graphics kit on it so the bike looks as best as it possibly can. And as you can see on my bike, I have literally done everything. But there's just one little piece missing from my Surron Light BX build to really put the cherry on top and complete this build, and that is where this 72 volt 55 amp hour electroncycles Dominator V2 battery comes into play. For the longest time in the UK, this was the best battery possible on the market. This battery is capable of reaching 28 kilowatts with the correct controller and motor setup. Not only is there all the speed and power you're ever going to need, but with 55 amp hours, the range on this battery is going to be incredible. So today is the day that we finally install a 72 volt battery to my Surron Light BX and make it the beast that it always should have been. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I've waited for over a year to finally put one of these beasts in my Surron Light BX and feel the full power that this can unleash. And like mentioned, this is the electroncycles 72 volt 55 amp hour Dominator V2 battery. I think there's a V3 available now, so there's even a newer one available than this. But before we go ahead and finally put the battery in the bike and turn it on, there's a few things we need to do to prepare the Surron ready for the 72 volt 55 amp hour battery. So one thing to note with the 72 volt battery, especially the 55 amp hour from electroncycles, is it is actually bigger than the stock battery. So the actual battery height on the stock battery is there. Then you have your BMS and your screen on top with your charge port and your plugs. On the 72 volt, you've got all your cables coming out the top, and the top of the battery is flat, but it's still taller than what the stock battery would have been. So when you buy the 72 volt battery, which is bigger for the Surron, electroncycles kindly supply you with a spacer for the battery lid, and they also give you two hinges to put on the battery lid at the back, so it lifts up the battery lid, being able to fit in the 72 volt beast that we're going to be putting in it. And as you can probably tell, I didn't buy my battery brand new, so I've got to give a massive shout out to Dutty Bikes. The guy is a living legend, gave me a great deal on his 72 volt battery. He wanted it to go to a good home, and I'm glad that I'm the good home that the battery has gone to. Dutty Bikes kept everything for me. He kept the spacers, he kept the power lead, he kept the charger, and he gave me the whole thing as a deal. So massive thank you and big shout out to Dutty Bikes for sorting a brother out with a 72 volt battery. With all that being said and done, let's get these spacers in the bike so we can finally put this battery in and go ride. So now we got the battery lid modified, ready to take this beast of a battery. It's time to finally put the battery in the bike for the first time. I'm so excited to get this in. I've not seen the battery in the bike. It looks like it's going to look absolutely huge, but let's get it in. Oh god, she's heavy. She's so heavy. Gotta watch out for the cables as well. Make sure she's seated properly. That is an absolute beast. Look at the size of that. Honestly, I didn't know what it was going to make the bike look like. Obviously, I stuck my graphics kit in for a few more stickers on there to try and cover up the side of the battery, but That looks incredible. I cannot wait to get on this thing and go and give it a rip. And in true Matt Francis official style, you thought I was stopping there, but we've got more new bits to put on the bike. We've got a brand new faceplate to put on. This is the ODI faceplate with the graphics kit already installed on it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take off my e-bike's Park-Strike faceplate. This faceplate has lasted me well. It looks incredible on the bike, but unfortunately it's just got so tatty now, broken in a few places, it needs changing. And then we've also got a new front mudguard to go on. I did break my last front mudguard, so we had to get a new one, and I wanted to get this graphics kit put on the bike completed, so we put the graphics on the front mudguard too. So let's get these two bits on the bike and let's go rip this 72 volt monster. Let's do it. Jay's house, got the bike in the van, parked around the corner from here so he doesn't see it, but I'm going to take the bike into his back garden and see if he notices that we put a 72 volt battery in it. Normally we tell each other about every upgrade we do, but I've kept this one a secret, so let's see if we can get his reaction. Okay, here we go. Let's see where he is. Let's put the bike there. Yo, 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 yo! Oh, wow. Looks good, doesn't it? Don't you think it looks good with a 72 volt in it?
What? What? Is that a 3 volts one?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like I was telling you, today's going to be a big day. It's going to be a big day. Let's go. Anyway, let's go ride. Bang. It is finally time to test this battery out. I'm so glad we managed to surprise Jay with it. Like I say, I didn't tell him a thing. He didn't know that I got this battery at all. But it's finally time to jump on it and give it a go. So we will look at all the settings and everything in the app later. I'll go further into detail either a bit later in the video or in another video. But at the minute, all you need to know is my eco is in 9 kilowatts, daily is in 12, and sport is in 15. Now I can go way higher, but I'm keeping it tame for the time being, just so we can control the bike and get used to it, and then as we keep riding we'll ramp it up and we'll see what this bike can really do. So we've got it in daily at the minute, which is 12 kilowatts, so it's more than I was running with my last battery, but it's still very tame. Still got a lot of power, like a hill climb like this, easy, just floats up it, and this is a lot more tame than what this beast is really capable of. Whoa, this thing's got so much power. Yeah, that was my back wheel spinning out and me nearly dying, and this is still only in 12 kilowatts, not even close to the full potential. This thing is an absolute animal now. I mean, it was fast before, it wasn't slow before, but full throttle and it just wants to absolutely fly. So gassed to finally have this in the bike. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, hitting some stairs. Oh, after rebuilding the suspension, that handles it a dream. Oh, more open fields, that's what I like at the minute. This is what's going to be fun for the battery. The thing just wants to fly. You can blip that throttle and it just goes. I cannot wait to test the top speed and the real true power of this bike. Like I say, this is all my first impressions. I've not ridden this bike yet. This is the fastest I've ever felt my Surron go. I've had a very small go on 1 or 2 72 volts before, but not enough to really ride it and actually see what it's like. So this is all first impressions. It's actually crazy though. I'm only running at 12 kilowatts right now, and the torque is just, it's just different. See how it handles on the stairs going up. Absolutely no problem. Literally cruised it. That was like less than a quarter throttle as well. That was literally just holding the throttle on. It just wants to keep going. So there is a few different batteries you can get from electroncycles, and I've been looking at this 72 volt 55 amp hour Dominator battery for some time. For a while it was the best battery on electroncycles, but recently they've actually added some 82 volt batteries on there. They've added another stock battery which looks incredible, 60 volt 45 amp hour. capable of doing 10 kilowatts when put with an aftermarket controller for £1,000. I think that's actually a great deal. And so I think the best battery now available from electroncycles, or let's say the most powerful, because it all depends what you're looking for in a battery, they do a 82 volt, I think they're calling it the Diablo. Whoa, look at this, this is crazy. Into a little downhill section, nice, I like that. So yeah, I think that battery is called the Diablo, and by the sounds of it, that battery is absolutely incredible. It's capable of pushing 40 kilowatts depending what setup you have it with. Obviously you're going to need a motor that can handle that, you're going to need a controller that can handle that as well. Now this is where we come to today. Whew, they're running nice today. Whoa, to flat on that one. Again, this is why I wanted to keep the power tame. If I hit that throttle too hard, I'm flying on this thing, honestly. I can see why now all those boys that were doing the huge jumps and motocross style jumps in America, I see how they do it now. That's all because they got power from a big battery. I got a squeaky throttle again. My throttle casing scrapes on my handlebars and it makes it squeak. So annoying. Oh, we're going for it again. Around the little berm. Little jump. Bigger little jump. Big jump. The one I flew over last time. Oh, he's done it dead smooth. Beautiful. Now you got to be careful coming around here. Straight back on the throttle. Whip into the corner. We're through. It's so good having a powerful battery. So good. So I have actually tried to think of some downsides to having a 72 volt battery, and the main two downsides I can really think of right now is obviously the price of it, how much it costs. It's just so expensive, but worth every penny if you ask me. And then the other downside is the weight, but to be honest, when you feel how good it feels to have that much power, you really forget about the added extra weight and how the battery actually feels in the bike. Yeah, you soon forget about all of that. Whoa, I think my forks are a bit too soft. As soon as I hit the front brake then, it was trying to suck me in. But my front brake is now mega after putting them JXR rotors on. So yeah, apart from the price and the weight, I don't really see any true downsides to having a 72 volt battery. It just means you have the power to do things like that even at 12 kilowatt, and the range you're going to get running at 12 kilowatt is going to be just insane. But like I say, we're still in daily. This isn't even close to the full potential of this bike, but until we get out of the jumpy forest area, I just don't need any more than 12 kilowatts. This is the best thing about the 72 volt. Even if you don't need it, at least you've got it. This place just keeps going, doesn't it? And it's so weird having a big beef of a battery like this with so much power in the bike, because before, with the stock battery running at 8.6 kilowatts, I felt like the bike was plenty powerful enough. Oh, it's done him right in, isn't it? Well, that way. I don't mind, I'll keep going that way. Let's have a look, have an explore, why not? Careful on that throttle. Careful on that throttle. I'm going to go for the easier looking route. But yeah, I felt like running at 8.6 kilowatts, the bike could handle the power, and it made the bike feel almost perfectly set, because you'd have that 8.6 kilowatts which had the power to throw you and pull you, but didn't feel like it was too much for the bike. Obviously with this feeling like too much, it's never a problem. It's always nice having that extra power, but I can honestly say now, even running at 12 kilowatts, the bike feels like it's almost not enough to handle the power now. The forks feel more flexy, the bike feels just a little bit more flimsy, but you've just got more speed and power to throw it around everywhere. So honestly, sacrifices that you got to make, but it's so worth it. So worth it. And as much as I'm loving the power, and the power is a very big part of it, it really is the range that I was after. You know, I could honestly ride my bike at 8.6 kilowatts all day long and not find it boring. If I just kept it at that full power mode, it was incredible. It was great fun. You could still wheelie at fast speeds, you still had torque. This bike is built for torque as well, so it was enough. But it's the range that I was really after. I needed that more mileage. Oh my god, this bike is incredible now. I'm still only at 12 kilowatts. I know I'm not exactly riding fast, but this is the sort of riding that I like to do. Oh, some fresh plastics there. Woody needed a new mudguard, didn't he? So we just had a good session on the 72 volt run around these woods. Loads of jumps and trails and berms and fun things around here, but even at the 12 kilowatts we were running in daily and the 15 kilowatts we were running in sport, it's just so much power for somewhere around here. So we're going to move to another spot now. We're going to keep doing some speed runs and hopefully test out this 72 volt battery more and see what limits it can possibly do. So let's do it. So I filmed that first part of that video a month and 2 weeks ago. A lot has happened since then, a lot has changed since then. I have a full story coming in a future video of what happened and why this video has taken so long to finish. But finally we can finish this 72 volt 55 amp hour battery video. So without further ado, let's get straight on the bike. And I have taken screenshots of what power I'm pulling in what mode. So eco mode I think is 9 kilowatts, 500 phase amps. So going to daily, and we got daily at 14 kilowatts, 500 phase amps. And then going into sport we've got set at 25.5 kilowatts or 25 kilowatts and 500 phase amps. So let's go back down into eco. Eco, we know how it goes, 9 kilowatts. It's about what a Torp controller on a stock battery can do. Straight into daily, 14 kilowatts. And we saw earlier in the video how mental that can be. Wheelies easy, 40 mile an hour, no problem. Let's do it. Sport mode, 25 kilowatts. That was only a little teaser. Full throttle. 65 mile an hour, easy. We could definitely get that to 70 as well. And that is a lot of power. Listen to it. I hope you can hear that motor screaming on the mic, because it is absolutely screaming. 25 kilowatts. Jesus Christ. It's just insanity. I don't think anyone needs that amount of power on a Surron. Maybe if you ride it as a street bike and you've got it fully set up for racing as a street bike, but apart from that you don't need that power off-road. So when you look back at when I first got my Surron compared to now, with all the build parts that I've done on it, all leading up to this 72 volt battery, it just really tops it off. When I get on the bike and I hit these speeds and I hit this much power, it makes everything just so worth it. Every little upgrade we've done, every penny we've spent on the bike, every sponsor that we've had for the bike, which I'm grateful for, everybody sending parts, it's all built up to the bike being this fully built and this battery being in the bike and it being able to handle this much power. And that is half throttle. And that's in daily, that's 14 kilowatts at half throttle. That's too much power to wheelie in my eyes. I like to wheelie at around 8-9 kilowatts because it's controllable. I mean, trying to wheelie with this much power and kick on the throttle is just insanity. But it just feels great. And then when you come down from your wheelie, you can hit the power and the bike flies. Okay, one last time. 25 kilowatts. Oh, it's 50 mile an hour instantly. I tell you what, let's do a starting stud run. We're going to start from a standstill. Make sure there's no one behind me because I don't want to roost them. Right, 0 mile an hour to whatever mile an hour we reach. I have no idea what's ahead, so I might have to brake straight away, but let's hit it full throttle. Oh my god, that's trying to keep the wheel down. We're at 60 already. I have no idea how fast that was 0 to 60, but I need to test that because that was ridiculous. I didn't even think about looking at the speedometer, and before I'd even thought to look, we were at 60 mile an hour. Okay, one more, last one. Right, 3, 2, go. Oh my god, and we're at 56. I didn't even see how fast we got up to because there's people ahead, so I need to slow down. But wow, what a machine this bike is. This thing is incredible. With definitely one of the best batteries out there. Electroncycles, 72 volt, 55 amp hour. The Dominator in the bike, which is the beast. So now I've got this battery in the bike, this really is only the beginning of me having fun on this Surron and truly enjoying it for the bike and the build that I always wanted it to be, and I could not be any happier. The thing is a rocket, it absolutely flies. We can finally test the capabilities of the Torp TM25 motor that we installed previously on the bike and see what that can truly handle, as well as even possibly upgrade controllers in the future to pull more power out of this 72 volt battery and to really maximise the power of the Torp TM25 motor. As if we weren't doing enough on this bike already. It's an absolute rocket. But with all that being said and done, if you have liked this video, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. If you're new around here, like I said, we're only getting started. Hit that subscribe button to see what's coming in the future. Make sure you drop in a comment down below to let me know that you're watching my videos. With all that said and done, I'm Matt Francis signing out. Peace.